This is Will Faerber from Art to Ride, and I'm here today with Dave Murphy and his horse Zoey. Dave started with me a few months back, maybe 5 or 6 months, Dave, something like that. And both of his horses had become very, very nervous. They're Arabs and a little uncontrollable. And we have spent some time going back. We did an earlier episode where we were in the first stages of lunging his horses, and he's done that process very, very nicely, and now is beginning to ride them, and we're showing how nice. Zoey, when we started her, the first time I saw Dave, every little car that went by, every bird that flew by in a bush would send her into a fit of hysteria, and he has learned, she's come a long, long way and starting to work very nicely. She's got a nice working walk. He's going to show us a stretch in the walk now. Dave, if you'll demonstrate a stretch in that walk for me now. And what you'll see him do, if she does get a little uptight, he'll just immediately put the horse in a little bit of shoulder in there if she starts looking to the outside and trying to see what's in the bushes. And then as she relaxes, he's going to let her stretch and get even longer through the jaw and poll. Now this is a horse whose mouth was very, very like that. Just continue large. And was very nervous in the mouth. You see she still opens her mouth sometimes. She's still just establishing the contact with the bridle. She was a horse who had learned to drop the bit and actually drop the bit off her mouth and go behind the bit. But this is very much improvement. It's starting to just relax now. Her mouth is looking relaxed and not nervous. Occasionally she will drop it like that, but Dave has learned to keep her out in that working walk right there. And then go ahead and stretch her back again, Dave, into a nice longer, freer walk. Yeah, into a long stretch now, into the stretch. As she comes around there, that's the spooky little side there, but how nice she's able to go through there and stretch all the way down. Beautiful. Now, Dave, keep the rein contact. Remember that when you get the horse to stretch, we don't want the horse to pull the reins out of our hands. We want it to stretch into the contact, so that when the horse is stretched, it's actually just as much in the bridle as when it's up in a higher level frame. You still have contact, and the horse is seeking the contact with the bridle. Let's not forget that that is why we have put the stretches in all the dressage tests. So many people have, they don't know how to do it because their horses aren't going right. So when they try to stretch, nothing happens. At best, their noses kind of poke out. The stretches were put in there to prove the correct foundation of the horses. That's why it's so important to be able to stretch. And for the other reason that I tell all beginners, you know, when you're learning how to do this, and everybody, even an advanced level person, is going to make mistakes sometimes. And the beauty of the stretch is the horse will forgive your mistakes if you come back to a stretch and allow it to relax again. So it kind of like wipes the slate clean with the horse, as opposed to people that you see who just fight and fight and fight and fight, and they never give the horse a break. So it's certainly normal that you're going to make some mistakes as a beginning rider, and even as an advanced rider. You know, something may happen and you pop the horse in the mouth or whatever, and you know, you go back to the stretch and the horse goes, okay, you know, we're friends again. You know, it doesn't have to just be an ongoing battle. So once again, this is Dave Murphy and Zoey showing us today a nice level of relaxation. She got a little tight there, but how nice he stayed with it. He's going to stretch up, though he's losing his body a little bit for me. He's going to stretch up, but she's showing a nice working walk and then letting her stretch all the way down into the contact without going to that loose rein there. I want it like that, so she's actually still in the contact. So you can see these Arab horses can become very nice and relaxed like any others if they learn to work correctly through their top lines and are comfortable in the work. That being the key. Horses that are not trained correctly, that are never allowed to move in a manner that's comfortable, will never relax. They will just become fitter and more nervous. So once you understand the correct use of the back and how the horse can become comfortable in the work and relaxed, you realize there's a whole new world out there of riding that you'd never experienced before. Once again, Dave Murphy and Zoey. We'll see them again next time. Thanks. This is Will Faerber from Art to Ride.